Hello and welcome. I am Adrienne Summerlot, the Director of Religious Education here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bloomington, Indiana, and we are thrilled that you're joining us. Traditionally, this is one of the times that I look the most forward to, this anticipation, this time of waiting, and we would usually all gather together in Fellowship Hall. There would be bean bags and cushions on the floor and children running amok. And sometimes we've even called this service Away with the Manger, as there are often children come up and visit the cradle and bring babies and stuffed animals. And so while we're not gathering together, we hope that you will interact and talk and have conversations and play along as we tell this story that we all know so well. We hope that you will feel free to fly gloriously as angels, that as shepherds you will watch and listen. As wise men, you will think about the gifts that you bring in this world. As innkeepers, you will think about the compassion that you find in your hearts and that you offer to others who should cross your paths. We've made a little bingo cards and some scavenger hunts, and so those are available on our website and hopefully on a link that you found this from as well. And we hope that you will enjoy this production that was put on with Reverend Dave Clements, our interim minister, myself, and all of the many families in our congregation.
It's traditional to light our candles during the season of Advent. This year, it seemed more important than ever for us to have something to look forward to have that joyful anticipation. In the first week, we lit our candle for hope, thinking about the things we hope for and dream for and want to see in this world. The second week, we lit a candle for love, thinking about those we love, all the people we don't know but should be loved and be cared for, and loving ourselves. The third week, we thought about joy, that inner child, and what brings us joy, wonder, and the things we marvel at in this world, the little things, the big things, to find joy. And this week, the last week of Advent, we think about peace, how we are all peacemakers, how we can bring peace into our everyday life, how we can be peaceful people in this world.
I'd like to invite Courtney DeMolinaire to light our chalices for us today. She celebrated her 37th trip around the sun on December 1st. We light these chalices for the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, and the spark of the sacred, which calls on each of us to care for the earth.
Join us in singing hymn number 253, O Come All Ye Faithful.
Let it be Today, together, we're going to tell the Christmas story about one special baby, but that baby isn't the only special one. We believe that every child comes to us as a treasure, as a wonder, as a miracle. It's good to remember these wise words. For so the children come, and so they have been coming, always in the same way they come. We sit beside the children's cribs and feel the glory in the sight of a new life beginning. Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Who can tell the names of a child who is a holy, special child?
Everyone. Leo.
Henry and Clara.
Oliver.
Paradigm. Kristen Bell. Kamala Harris. Molly Minota. Crash
Nora.
Jelly Bean. Fluffball Turnip Twig Minota. Minnie Schroeder. Ella. What's her name?
Alouette.
Jack.
Tina McKees.
Jack.
Piper.
And
Lillian.
that guy with the face.
Abby.
That other person with the face, of course.
Mitchell.
And my fish, Alfred Frederick Mendota.
Tyler.
Many
Ava.
special children.
This is the Christmas story. It happened long ago in a faraway land of Judea. A man and a woman named Joseph and Mary had to make a long journey to the city of Bethlehem because there was a new law that said that everyone had to go to the city where they were born to pay their taxes. It was a long trip to Bethlehem, 3 days of walking all day, because in those days they didn't have cars or buses, and only rich people had horses and carriages. Mary and Joseph were going to have a baby soon, and Joseph was worried about Mary. He didn't think it was a good idea for her to make such a long and hard journey, but he didn't want to leave her alone.
Don't worry, Joseph. I can ride our little donkey. She's strong and gentle and will carry me safely. We'll get to Bethlehem together.
So off they went. Every morning they started out early with bags of bread and cheese and olives and oats for the donkey, so that whenever they were hungry, they could stop and rest and eat. At night, they would find an inn where they could sleep for the night. Mary was glad when they saw the rooftops of Bethlehem in the distance.
Whew. Joseph, let's stay at the first inn we come to. I think our baby is about ready to be born.
But when they got to Bethlehem, they found the little town crowded with people. They stopped at the first inn they came to.
I am sorry, there is no more room here.
At the next stop, the innkeeper said,
We're full. Try this place 3 streets over. It's bigger.
Joseph tried another place and another place, but everywhere it was the same story.
Go away. Can't you see we're full in here? Sorry, no room for you.
All afternoon, they kept looking for a place to stay. Joseph was so worried, he didn't know what to do.
Don't be sad, Mary. We'll find a place and everything will be okay.
It was almost night when they saw a house at the edge of town with a light in the window.
Please help us. We need a place for the night. My wife is going to have a baby soon, and I don't think she can travel any farther.
There's no room in the inn, but don't worry. We'll find some place for you to rest.
And the innkeeper showed Mary and Joseph to a quiet little barn where the animals stayed. It was clean and warm and smelled like sweet hay.
This is just right for us. All those other inns were too noisy. We can rest here.
That very night, the little baby was born. It was a boy, and they named him Jesus. Mary and Joseph wrapped him in the soft swaddling cloth they had brought with them, and they made a little bed for him in the hay.
Join us in singing hymn number 245, Joy to the World.
There were angels in the sky looking for good news in the world. And when they saw what was going on at the stable behind the inn, they paid attention. Mary and Joseph never saw the angels at all, but the angels saw them and their little baby and said,
What a wonderful child. Oh, what a wonderful child.
Oh, what a wonderful child.
Oh, what a wonderful child. Oh, what a wonderful child.
Oh, what a wonderful child.
Oh, what a wonderful child.
and they got ready to spread the good news. And so if you'd like to join our children, you may go ahead and fly around and be glorious angels spreading the good news. Wonderful dancing, angels. Thank you so much. That night, like every night, there were shepherds in the fields outside of Bethlehem, watching the flocks of sheep. You have to keep your eye on sheep, or they wander off and get lost or hurt. The shepherds were singing songs and telling each other stories, just like always, when suddenly they were amazed by a very bright light in the sky and a strange song coming from nowhere and everywhere all at once. It was the angels, and they were glorious. And our angels said,
Peace to all people on earth.
Peace to all people on earth. Peace to all people on earth.
They told the shepherds to go find the baby and to tell everyone else about it. And then they flew away singing glory, glory. We invite you to fly around with us and be glorious during hymn number 231, Angels We Have Heard on High.
after the angels had gone away, the shepherds remembered what they had said. A wonderful baby had been born, and that they could find it wrapped in swaddling cloth and lying in a manger, and that a bright star would show them where to go.
Let's go look for that baby. Oh, what a beautiful child. Go look for that baby. Let's go look for that baby.
They had no trouble finding the stable because of the bright star, and sure enough, there inside were Mary and Joseph, watching their little baby Jesus, who was sleeping. And the shepherds all said very quietly,
Oh, what a beautiful child.
One of the shepherds gave Mary and Joseph a little wooden lamb he had been carving, and others gave them blankets and hats made out of warm sheep wool. And they had apricots, dates, and figs to eat. They went away and told everyone what they had seen. Join us in singing the first Noel.
Most people don't notice quiet things like bright stars in the sky, but shepherds do because they're outside at night. And on this night, not so long ago, there were some others who saw the star. Wise ones who noticed things and thought about them. They had seen the star a long time ago when it was new in the sky, and they watched it grow brighter and brighter. The wise one said,
Look at that.
Look at that amazing star. It must be shining for something very special.
They decided to go and see what this new star was shining for. So they loaded up their camels with treasures and traveling supplies and followed the star all the way to Bethlehem.
Jesus was only a few days old when the wise ones found him. And when they arrived, they said,
Oh, what a wonderful child. This child will be our teacher.
These gifts were rare, precious, and expensive, but not typical gifts for a baby. For the wise ones, they represented their best to honor the newborn.
I bring gold, a gift for a king.
I bring frankincense, a gift for the Spirit.
I bring myrrh, a gift to heal.
Mary and Joseph wondered for a long time about all of these things that had happened when their little child was born.
Isn't it strange that all of these people would come to see our baby and give us presents for him? They don't even know us.
It is strange, but maybe not so strange. New babies just have to be loved, and they prompt most people to ponder life deeply in their hearts.
When Jesus grew up, he was a teacher, just like the wise ones said. And one of the most important things he tried to teach people was to love each other and treat even strangers with kindness and care. Today, we remember this and invite you to make a gift to Beacon. Beacon is a vital, leading, compassionate organization which aids and empowers those experiencing need with a full range of support services to reduce hunger, poverty, and homelessness in our community. May we all remember that we are innkeepers. Join us in singing hymn number 246, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Now you've heard the Nativity story. People have been telling this special story far and near for hundreds of years. And now we will have quiet time, a time for remembering, while we sing hymn number 251, Silent Night. It is traditional to shine a candle during this hymn on Christmas Eve, and we encourage you to gather your candles, whether wax or electric, and join us in singing by candlelight, hymn 251, Silent Night. And we thank you, and may you enjoy the holiday season with your family. Let us now sing together, Silent Night.
Child